Hi everyone. If you look at last 4 years CAT papers, you will find that races based questions are very often, particularly from times per distance area. So in this video, we are going to look at all the concepts of linear races, and we are also going to take up some varieties of question. In fact, I have also released one more video on the circular race. So in case if you haven't watched that, please make a point to watch it. So let's begin. Let's quickly understand certain important terminologies. So what is a head start? So in a race of 100-meter, say A starts running from the starting point, and if B starts running from a point which is 10 meters ahead, and if both of them reaches to the finishing point at the same time, then we can say okay, in a race of 100-meter, A can give B a head start of 10 meters. In simple words, if both of them start running from the starting point or the same point, then A will beat B by 10 meters. Similarly, this head start can also be in terms of time. So for example, if B starts running say 10 seconds earlier than A, and both of them reaches to the finishing point at the same time, then we can say that A can give B a head start of 10 seconds. In this scenario, both of them are running for 100-meter distance, but B takes 10 seconds more than A. Right. Now let's understand what is the beat distance. So in a race of 100-meter, if A beats B by 10 meters, then that's called beat distance. Similarly, you can also be given beat time. Say in the same race, A beats B by 10 seconds. That means if both of them are running the full length of the race, then and B takes 10 seconds more. So you can say A has beat B by 10 seconds. So now based on this data, you can find out the speed of the loser. For example, if A beats B by 10 meter or 10 seconds, then we can say speed of B is nothing but 10 meter per second, or you can 10 meter by 10 seconds, that is 1 meter per second. Okay, so this is how we can quickly extract the information. Now let's look at few more points. So guys, what we discussed earlier was mainly for the 2-participant race. Of course, that concept can also be used for 3-participant, but most of the 3-participant questions can be solved by concept of ratio. So let's understand how to use that, and then of course we'll look at questions. So suppose you are told that in a race of 400 meter, A beats B by 40 meter and B beats C by 100 meter. Now the point that you need to understand is winner always runs the full distance. So for example, over here, I'll write it this way. Okay, when A runs 400 meter, A beats B by 40 meter. So B must be running only 360 meters. Similarly, when B runs 400 meter, C must be running 300 meter. Okay, because the winner has to run the full distance. So between B and C, B runs 400 meter and C runs 300 meter, because B beats C by 100 meter. So now we'll be asked by how many meter will A beat C in the same race. So it's very easy for you to make out, okay, when B runs 400 meter, C runs 300 meter. So how much distance will C run when B runs 360? You can simply say that this value has been reduced by 10%. So just reduce this value by 10%. So this will come out to be 270. So you can say that when A runs 400 meter, B runs 360, and when B runs 360, C runs only 270. So A will be beating C by 130 meter in the same race. So I really hope you have understood this point. These are the only points that you will require to use to solve this linear race based questions. So now let's look at some really tricky and varieties of question. The first question is straight away from CAT 2020 slot 2 paper. So let's look at this question. In fact, you can quickly go through the data. Yes. So the question says that in a car race, car A beats car B by 45 kilometer, car B beats car C by 50 kilometer, and car A beats C by 90 kilometer. The distance over which the race has been conducted. Guys, this is CAT 2020 question, actual question. So I'm sure by now you would have understood that CAT exam is actually not that difficult. It's just that you need to be cautious. You need to understand the concepts thoroughly, and you need to be cautious about your calculation. Right. So let's solve this question quickly. It's a very simple question. So A, B, C, we don't know what is the length of the race. So we can assume it was of X kilometer. So when car A runs for X kilometer, car B runs 45 less, so X minus 45 kilometer. Similarly, when car B runs for X kilometer, car C runs 50 kilometer less, that is, this will be X minus 50 kilometer. And in the same race, car A beats C by 90 kilometers. So when A runs X kilometers, C will be running X minus 90 kilometer. Now what remains constant over here? So can I say ratio of speed of car B and C will remain same? So in first case, the ratio is, we can say it's X minus 45 upon X minus 90. This is the ratio of car B and C speed. Similarly, in the second case, the ratio of speed is X upon X minus 50. Now, should we solve by cross multiplication? You can also do it that way because it will not be difficult. Ultimately, x square on both sides will always get cancelled off in such situations. However, we can also go by answer option, and it's very easy to make out that if I take 475, so if I take x as 475, so 470 minus 45 will be 430. So this numerator will come out to be 430, while 475 minus 90 will be 385. So if you look at these two numbers, will not produce any desired ratio that will match with the right hand side, because on right hand side we'll keep 475 as it is and this will be 425. So of course this will not gel with each other. So you can straight away jump to more convenient option. So which option should you pick out of this? So 500 looks pretty convenient and 450 looks pretty convenient. Further, if you look at this number 45, it's actually 10% or 1/10 of 450. 90 is 1/5 of 450. So it's better to go with this number. Let's see whether it works or not. So if we take x as 450, so 450 minus 45 will be 405, which is nothing but 45 into 9. Similarly, 450 minus 90 is 360. So 360 is nothing but 45 into 8. So we got left hand side as 9 by 8. Similarly, on the right hand side, if I put 450 over here, and if I take this 450 minus 50 is 400. So can I say once again this is 50 into 9 and this is 50 into 8. So this is how you can quickly verify, okay, this this satisfies the given condition. So yes, answer has to be option B. So ideally you can just spend about 15-20 seconds or maybe 25 seconds to do a bit of trial and error, and you can quickly get it rather than getting into the solving complicated equation. So I really hope all of you have understood this. Now let's look at one more question. Again, it is of similar variety. In a race of 3 horses, the first beat the second by 11 meters. And once again, we are asked the length of the race course. So let's assume the length of the race course once again as x meter. The complete data is in meters. So first horse, when the first horse runs x meter, the second horse is running 11 meter less. So it should be x minus 11 meter. And the third by 90 meters. So in the same race, the first beat third by 90 meters. So third must be running x minus 90 meter in the same time. Okay. If the second beat the third by 80 meters. So if the second horse runs for x meter, the third must be running for x minus 80 meter. So what is the length of the racetrack? So once again guys, ratio of speed of second and third horse will remain same. So I can simply make this equation. Let me just write it over here. So my equation will be x minus 11 divided by x minus 90. Speed of second upon speed of third. This ratio will remain same. Similarly, in second situation, this ratio of speed is x upon x minus 80. So you can just cross multiply. So on left hand side, you will get x square minus 90 1x plus 880. You should be good at solving such values, the algebraic expressions. X minus 90 into x will be x square minus 90x. By looking at this itself, you can make out 91x minus 90x is x, which is equal to 880. That's the length of the racetrack. You simply got this. This is also one of the PYQ. So you can quickly solve such questions. So make sure that you are not leaving any such question untouched in exam. Okay, let's take one more question, guys. So in a 10-kilometer race, A, B and C each running at a uniform speed and get gold, silver and bronze medals. Now what do we get based on this? So can I say A is the fastest runner, then comes B and then comes C. So this is the relationship of the speed. A is the fastest, C is the slowest. Okay. If A beat B by 1 kilometer and B beat C by 1 kilometer, then by how many meters will A beat C? It's very easy question. A, B, C, 10-kilometer race. So B will be running 9 kilometer. When B runs 10 kilometer, C will be running 9 kilometer. Once again, we'll reduce by 10% this side. So we'll reduce this one also by 10%. So it will become 8.1. So A will beat C by 190 meters. That's our answer. So this was similar question. Now let's look at a different variety of question. This is again a CAT PYQ. So in a mile race, now this is going to be slightly tricky. So make a point to watch this thoroughly. If required, you can replay this part and you can understand what point I have explained and how have I simplified the calculation. In a mile race, we are told that mile is 1600 meters. So in a 1600 meter race, Akshay can be given a start of 128 meter by Bhairav. Now what does it mean? Let me just write A, B and C. It's about 3 people. When Bhairav runs 1600 meter, Akshay runs only 128 meter. Okay. Further, if Bhairav can give Chinmay a start of 4 meter in a 100-meter race. Now this 1600 is a very complicated number. So what we can do is we can divide 1600 by 16. So we will get 100-meter over here. Similarly, if I divide 128 by 16, I know that 16 8s are 128, and for that you should be good at tables. Okay, so 128 divided by 16, it's 8 meter. So we can simply say that in a 100-meter race, Bhairav can give Akshay a start of 8 meter. In 1600-meter race, Bhairav can give a start of 128 meter to Akshay. So, or Akshay can be given 128 meter start. That means definitely Bhairav is faster one. So in a 100-meter race, Bhairav can give 8 meter start to Akshay. So what shall we write over here? So when Bhairav runs 100 meter, Akshay should be running 92 meter. Have you all understood? So this is what you can say, that Bhairav can give a start of 8 meter to Akshay. So this was the tricky part. Now see how the question becomes easy. In a 100-meter race, Bhairav can give Chinmay a start of 4 meter. So when Bhairav runs 100 meter, Chinmay runs 96 meter. So what is our question? Now let's look at the question. The question is, then who out of Akshay and Chinmay will win a race of 1.5 miles? 1.5 miles means 2400 meter. And what will be the final lead given by the winner to the loser? So by how many meters in fraction or in terms of miles will the winner beat the loser? As we can easily make out, between Akshay and Chinmay, definitely Chinmay is faster. So Chinmay will win the race, and the race this time is of 2400 meters. So guys, what I can do over here is, I know when Chinmay runs 96 meter, Akshay runs 92 meter. So when Chinmay runs 24 meter, Akshay would be running 23 meter. Or I can say when Chinmay runs 2400 meter, Akshay will be running 2300 meter. So can I say ultimately Chinmay is winning by 100 meter? Now 100 meter in terms of mile, because our options are in terms of mile. So 100 meter is what fraction of 1600 meter? I can say it's 1/16th, or you can say 1/16th of the mile. So answer has to be option D. I really hope you have understood this. Now let's look at one different variety of question. This is straight from All India Mock Test of Unacademy, but it's a nice question, can be asked in upcoming CAT exam, and I really wish that happens. So the distance between points X and Y is 5000 meter. A and B start moving towards each other simultaneously from point X and Y. It has been indicated in the figure over here, and continue in to and fro motion between X and Y indefinitely. So they keep going to say A goes to Y, then come back to X, then again goes to Y, then comes back to X, and similarly B also does the same way, to and fro motion. Okay, after how much time will their fifth meeting take place? Okay, that's our question. After how much time will their fifth meeting take place? It is given that after each meeting, their respective speeds are interchanged and they meet only after coming from opposite point in every meeting. Okay, so let's understand this question. First of all, we are given the speeds as 60 meter per second and 40 meter per second. Now guys, to simplify this question, what I'll do is I'll make the length of this track as 100 meter. Because 60 plus 40 will be straight away 100, and you will understand why have I reduced it this way, and then we'll multiply it by 50 once again to get our answer. Okay, so if my race is just of 100 meter, and if A is running at 60 meter per second and B is running at 40 meter per second, so definitely if both of them are starting together, then A will cover 60 meter distance and B will cover 40 meter distance, and they'll meet over here at this point. This is going to be their first meeting. So can I say when they meet for the first time, they have covered 100 meter distance. Now what happens? B will go further till the point X and will come back and will meet A somewhere. But now the speed of B becomes 60 meter per second. So can I say B needs to cover the 60 meter distance and the speed is 60 meter per second. So it will take 1 second. Similarly, so B is going this side. Similarly, A will go this side, but A is going at 40 meter per second and A needs to cover 40 meter distance. So it will also take 1 second. And then it will take turn and it will come over here in the same time. B will come over here, right? So both of them will again meet at the same point where they had met earlier, because they are exchanging the speed. So higher the distance, higher the speed. So that's why they are taking the same time. And this will be their second meet. So when they are meeting at the second time, can I say they have total covered 3 laps distance or 300 meter distance? Now you should have understood the pattern. So first meet happens, let me just explain this way. The first meet happens when they have covered 1 lap together. The second meet happens when they have covered to distance equal to 3 laps. You know, 1 lap means this 100 meters, say this is 1 lap. Okay, the third meet will happen when 2 more laps will be added, that is they have together covered distance equal to 5 laps. So similarly, can I say fifth meeting will happen when they have covered distance equal to 9 laps, that is 900 meters. Yes, okay. So their fifth meet take place when they have covered together a total distance of 900 meter, and we can easily make out the relative speed is 100 meter per second. So it will take just 1 second for them to cover 100 meter. So for 900 meter, it will take 9 seconds. Okay, so had the racetrack been of 100 meter, it would have taken 9 seconds, but since it is of 5000 meter, so the time will also increase. So multiply 9 by 50, the multiplying factor will be 50 and it will become 450 seconds. That's your answer. So I really hope you have understood this problem as well. Guys, you will not find questions more difficult than this in CAT exam. Check past 4-5 years papers.